This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We're outside the house today. I'm going to do a charging video. I need to cool down. Man, I caught a man flu again. And then also, Isabel just vomited inside, so I had to clean up. Yeah, that's why I'm so hot right now. So I'm wearing my Stormbag shorts. But okay, let's talk about the Cupra Tavascan. I'm going to show you guys a charging session now versus some other cars. So let's just roll the tape. We have also the Explorer. Well, it could be ID7 or many of the other with 84 kWh, and then also ID5, but an all charging session. So you see that the Tavascan hits 130 kilowatt something. Explorer hits 180. Eventually it's going to be 185 kilowatts. So it charges a lot faster. And also the percent there that you see in the Tavascan is actually, the energy content. You have to watch the previous video to know. We don't use state of charge because it was messed up. But yeah, that's also another explanation why it doesn't go to 100%. I'll come back to that later. But okay, so you see that at least the ID5 is charging slightly faster because it has a higher peak power than Tavascan. But okay, even though Tavascan is quite new compared to the ID5 old session, you will see that it will be roughly on par with each other eventually. Explorer, on the other hand, is just charging way faster. So, or if you get ID7, for example, right? So, I mean, it's like, yeah, if you want to have a Tavascan, if you want to Cupra, you have to get you will get the not so good battery versus if you go for ID7 or Explorer or Capri, for example. Well, okay, so at least the Tavascan has really nice and flat curve, but is it going to be faster to 90% or 100% than Explorer? Well, we'll see in this test, right? And then ID5 is actually slightly ahead of Tavascan, even though that's a 3-year-old charging session. It wasn't charging that fast before, but actually you see that the battery temperature goes quite high on the ID5, but also on the Explorer. But on Tavascan, it dips at around 45 degrees only. So, I mean, you have a cooler battery because it doesn't hit that high peak power. So maybe the Tavascan has better degradation than the other to the middle and the right. But yeah, at this point you see what Tavascan is charging faster than ID5, and it's actually past Tavascan is on the second now, ID5 is on the third. So there you see the advantage of having a nice and flat curve. Right now it looks like it's actually charging faster than Explorer, but we have to look at the charging curve afterwards, because Explorer is already at 84% roughly. Tavascan is only at 65%, and then ID5 is even slower. So yeah, what else? I could also highlight the HV battery energy content. Yeah, I can also see how many kilowatt hour we have on each car now. But okay, so eventually Tavascan will also throttle, but it has a late throttle, and that actually gives an advantage. So even though it doesn't charge that fast, you still get okay speed, and you can reach, let's say, I don't know, 60-70%. Fairly nice, right? So is Tavascan better than Explorer though? Because Explorer still has a nice lead here. It seems like the lead is so big that Tavascan cannot match it. Explorer is about to hit 90% already. Wow, that is amazing how fast it is. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like I said, the man flu, but okay, sorry for that. But they're at 90%, right around there, and then Tavascan is at 82%, so it's not that bad. And compared to old charging session, you know, ID5, then Tavascan is even faster than ID5, even though ID5 had a higher peak power. So in that regard, the Tavascan is not that bad, right? But you will see that on the race to 100%, on the other hand, the Explorer is amazingly fast. Wow. It seems like Explorer will also hit 100% first. Wow. Wait. So does it mean that the Tavascan has no advantage here? What happened to that flat curve? Well, it's not e-tron-like curve, because already now it's going kind of slow. But also keep in mind that at 86-87% on the Tavascan, it's roughly 1 or almost 2% higher than that, the true state of charge. But sorry again. Explorer is about to hit 100%. Yeah, so you see Explorer or ID7 or I wonder if there's also ID5, or I'm not sure which one it includes. 84 kilowatt hour, hit 100% there. Wow, actually hit 100% before Tavascan hit 90%. Well, actually, it's roughly 91% now, the actual state of charge, if it's not bugged. And then you see that even the ID5 is kind of catching up there. So, yeah, you see that actually ID5 is charging faster at 90% versus Tavascan. So, I'm not sure what the advantage is though. Maybe the advantage with Tavascan is only to around 70%, but then if you want to go 100%, then even an old ID5 would be faster, right? So, well, I'm not sure if you want to sit and wait until the paint dry, but, well, actually, why is the Tavascan going faster now? I'm not sure. Okay, well, keep in mind that Tavascan is around 96%, yeah. So eventually it will stop because it hit 100%. But that's what I had. I could redo the test, but then it also bugged. So that's why I didn't get a good state of charge number there. But okay, let's wait just half a minute if you guys want to see this. So yeah, unfortunately I was hoping for a flat curve and let's say over 50 kilowatt towards 100%, but that never happened. And the curve seems to be similar as the ID5 actually. Okay, I think it's about to end now, but yeah, if we compare them, they are quite... Actually, no, I think ID5 is even charging faster, right? Huh? Okay, there, okay, yeah, at 98.58, that is actually the 100%, yeah. So the Tavascan did finish before the old ID5. Okay, bravo. But if you look at the charging curve here, you see that the blue line, that's Explorer or ID7 or whatever that has 84 kilowatt hour battery. It goes fast, right? Yes, and then versus the second one, that is the ID5, all right? And then you have the red line, which is the Tavascan. Yeah, I needed to test this for myself, but it turns out that the Tavascan, it doesn't have a flatter curve. I was hoping for something like zoop out here and then zoop, you know, like e-tron-like, but it wasn't actually like that. So you just get slower speed than the Explorer, ID7, right? And then it matches it here, but then it actually goes slower towards the end. Well, we can't say that it's thermal because it wasn't that hot. Actually, the Explorer run was at a hotter battery than the Tavascan. Was it cold getting? No, you saw that the cooling was running. It seems like if you get Tavascan, the made in China car, you just get a worse charging curve. But you see that I include okay, there's the green and the yellow here. Those are old charging sessions from 2021, 2022. And okay, right when the ID5 came out, I noticed that it was charging faster than the ID4. But it has that little boost in the beginning, and then they more or less follow the same I don't know, curve, right? Actually quite identical, maybe just one run of error. But then the red and the blue line, those are kind of like the new generation, the 2025, and they also kind of follow the same curve here, but they just have the red line here, Tavascan just has a slower curve, you know, otherwise, or for the rest of the, so it's like, yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with the recording. There's nothing wrong with the car I tested. It's supposed to be like this. A bunch of other owners could probably confirm that they also have the same curve. But yeah, so I mean, if you want to go get Cupra, then you get a different looks, but you just have to keep in mind that you get not so good battery versus other MEB cars. I know at least ID7, Ford Explorer, Capri, or any car. You can look up on EV database, for example, and if you see that it has the 82 kilowatt hour or the 79, 82 kilowatt hour gross capacity, or if you go on some configurator in Norway, for example, Møller or whatever, it will say 79 kilowatt hour. That is the gross that is a net capacity. Didn't I mix up now? Gross capacity is 84, net capacity is 79 kilowatt hour. But then the Tavascan is like the old, with 82 kilowatt hour gross capacity and then 77 kilowatt hour net capacity. Yeah, and in terms of 1,000 kilometer challenge, you guys have seen it. It is slower. It's around 15-20 minutes slower than the faster and the slightly bigger batteries. So yeah, I think that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.